Good morning, Neo-Swedenborgians, and welcome to Out of the Blue number 481. So I think I've made clear by now that we are talking about Christianity and about other religions, but we are not talking about them as Christians or even as religious people. So the question I want to pose, ask, and answer is, who is Jesus to Neo-Swedenborgianism? The answer is very simple. Jesus is a data point. And so what I mean by that is, what we're doing is we're looking at this data, which is the first-person accounts of the people whose heart has stopped and they died and came back. And as I've said, if you look at this data, what you get most of the time is nothing. They come back and they don't say anything. But sometimes they take these trips to heaven. Sometimes they are made anew. And sometimes they see religious figures, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they see grandma, and sometimes they see their dog or cat. So we look at these testimonies, and that's our data. Simple as that. And so I don't mean to offend anybody, but to look at these things neo-Swedenborgianistically is to look at it as data to be analyzed. That's it. All right? Oh, well, what brought this up is Lorna Byrne. Lorna Byrne, I recently discovered Lorna Byrne, and she's the Irish woman who wrote the books about seeing angels. And how does Lorna Byrne fit into this? She's a woman she says everybody has a guardian angel, and she can see everybody's guardian angel, and she sees other angels, etc., etc. And it's very interesting stuff to watch. But there's, she even says herself, nobody else can see this. And she asks the angels, why me? And the angels respond, why not you? Angels anyway. So what you have here is one person. And when you have just one person doing this and saying this, it's not statistically significant. What I'm talking about, Neo-Swedenborgianism, is the analysis of statistical significance within the near-death experience. Okay, so one person, Lorna Byrne, sees angels. She talks about it. Great. That's as far as it goes. If you have one person in 1,000 who had this happen to them, that becomes a different thing. And with the near-death experience, you basically have one person in 10. So once you have one person in 10, it becomes a different story, because then it applies to you. If one person in 10, when their heart stops, has this experience of going down a tunnel to a city of light, well, then that's data, and you can analyze it. It's simple as that. So speaking Neo-Swedenborgianistically, Jesus is a data point. Okay, we don't believe in Jesus. What we do is we observe consistencies in the data. And while 1 in 10 people might have this near-death experience, fewer than that see Jesus. Some of them just go through the tunnel and just come out at the city of light. And even the two of the authors I refer to a lot, who are Francesco and J. Hewitt Mackenzie, are even somewhat anti-religious. J. Hewitt Mackenzie specifically has a chapter where he makes fun of Christians, and Francesco, who's probably my favorite of the authors, he was raised in Italy, and and he hates the Catholic Church. Basically, he concludes he's in hell because he has hated the Catholic Church his whole life. But then he travels up into these realms, which another writer I recently discovered talks about the realms. What was her name? I'll do the next one on her because she's very interesting too. Anyway, have a blessed day. Nice to talk to you. Jack and I are going downtown today, so I have to pile Jack into the car and drive into downtown Chicago in the Previa. So, take it easy. Thanks. See ya. Fovea time. Look at you. Look at